Welcome everyone back to Gear Up Bike, the home of premium motorcycle reviews and deep dive breakdowns. Today, we finally get our hands on one of the most legendary power cruisers of all time, reborn for a new era. Yes, this is the 2026 Yamaha VMAX V4, a beast that returns with more aggression, more tech, and more road-dripping attitude than ever before. Sit tight, because this is going to be one of the most detailed reviews of this monster machine you'll find anywhere. I begin by walking toward the front of the bike, and the camera follows slowly to capture the redesigned face of the new VMAX. The 2026 version brings a more modern and sharper look while respecting the iconic muscular identity that made this bike legendary. The front LED headlight has evolved into a compact but extremely powerful projector setup surrounded by a distinctive DRL ring that gives it a fierce predator-like stare. Yamaha has trimmed the bulk while maintaining the intimidating presence, making the front look more streamlined without losing that classic VMAX aggression. The massive inverted forks stand proudly, and the front fender hugs the tire in a more aerodynamic shape. The front end communicates a strong message: this is not just a motorcycle. It is a statement of raw strength. The camera transitions to the side profile, where the real identity of the VMAX shines. I explained that Yamaha kept the soul of the original design but introduced sharper creases, lighter components, and a more muscular but athletic silhouette. The signature air intakes on the sides are now functional, channeling air directly to the engine's new high-flow intake system. The sculpted fuel tank, although still a faux tank housing electronics and air ducts, is more contoured and aggressive than before, blending seamlessly into the seat design. The rider triangle has been slightly updated with a more natural reach to the bars, making it more comfortable for long rides without compromising the aggressive riding stance expected from a power cruiser. The massive aluminum frame remains exposed in certain areas, intentionally left visible to enhance the mechanical beauty of the bike. The exhaust layout is now a quad-barrel titanium system, tuned for deeper, more explosive sound while also shaving off weight. On the side, the bike looks like a muscular athlete ready to sprint at any moment. As I move to the rear, the camera tilts down to capture the monstrous 200-plus section rear tire that gives the VMAX its iconic drag strip stance. The rear LED taillight is thinner and sharper, integrating smoothly into the tail section for a cleaner look. Yamaha has lowered the rear slightly compared to the previous generation to improve straight-line stability and high-speed control. The seat is wider and more supportive for the rider, and the pillion section is minimal but usable for short rides. The rear fender is now more compact, and the overall tail design is cleaner, sportier, and more aggressive than any previous VMAX. From behind, the bike looks like it wants to destroy the road with pure torque. I turn toward the heart of the machine of the legendary V4 engine. The 2026 VMAX V4 continues with Yamaha's massive 1,700cc V4 block but now completely re-engineered for higher efficiency, better cooling, and even more brutal performance. Yamaha added a new variable intake system, upgraded forged internals, and strengthened the crankshaft to handle the increased power. The engine now produces a jaw-dropping 220 horsepower and close to 195 Nm of torque, making it one of the most powerful naturally aspirated motorcycles in the world. The throttle response is instant, vicious, and addictive. The exhaust note is deep, thunderous, and pure VMAX, and no artificial sound tricks, no fake mapping, just raw V4 symphony. Yamaha also upgraded the cooling system with dual high-capacity radiators and smart-controlled fans to maintain performance even during hard riding or hot climates. The bike uses a 6-speed gearbox with a quickshifter as standard, allowing clutchless upshifts and downshifts for smoother acceleration. The slipper clutch has been tuned for heavier torque loads, making aggressive downshifting safer and more controlled. The massive swing arm is reinforced, giving the bike a stable platform when launching hard from a standstill. The traction control system is now more advanced and works with Yamaha's new ride-by-wire throttle system to keep the bike stable without killing the thrill. I explain the performance part next, as the camera cuts to rolling shots of the VMAX tearing up an empty highway. The torque curve on the 2026 model is almost unbelievable, giving you explosive acceleration even at low RPM. You twist the throttle slightly, and the bike rockets forward like it wants to escape gravity. From 0 to 100 km/h, the new VMAX can do it in around 2.7 seconds, putting it in supercar territory. The mid-range punch is so brutal that overtakes feel like warp speed jumps, and the top-end power keeps pulling aggressively up to its electronically limited top speed. The new chassis and upgraded suspension make the bike feel more composed at high speeds, with cornering stability significantly improved compared to older models. This is still not a sports bike, but Yamaha has made sure it no longer feels like a straight-line-only machine. The brakes have also received a major upgrade, now using Brembo-style EMA calipers with large dual discs at the front and a powerful rear setup for heavy braking confidence. Riding comfort has improved with better seat foam, reduced handlebar vibration, and a more refined engine mount system. Even though the bike is built for power, Yamaha ensured that long rides feel less fatiguing. The new TFT display is larger, brighter, and customizable, offering navigation, performance tracking, riding modes, traction settings, and more. Riders can choose between multiple riding modes that adjust throttle response, traction, and braking behavior. Yamaha has also integrated smartphone connectivity, letting you manage calls, notifications, and navigation directly from the screen. I then explained the pricing aspect. The 2026 Yamaha VMAX V4 is not a budget machine, nor is it meant to be. It is a flagship power cruiser for riders who want unmatched power, iconic styling, and premium engineering. Prices globally vary depending on taxes, but the expected base price sits around the premium segment, making it one of the most exclusive motorcycles available. Custom versions, special colors, and optional performance upgrades can push the price even higher, but for many enthusiasts, this bike is not about cost, it is about owning a legendary machine that carries unmatched road presence. Finally, I deliver the outro as the camera slowly circles the bike under dramatic lighting. The 2026 Yamaha VMAX V4 is not just a motorcycle, it is a celebration of brute strength, iconic design, and engineering excellence. Yamaha has succeeded in bringing back a cult machine with modern upgrades while keeping its soul intact. It is not for beginners, not for the faint of heart, and definitely not for riders who want a simple daily commuter. This is for those who crave raw acceleration, deep mechanical emotion, and the feeling of commanding a machine that demands respect. If you're looking for a bike that makes a bold statement every time you twist the throttle, the new VMAX V4 delivers in every way. The video ends with me inviting viewers to like, share, and subscribe to Gear Up Bike for more detailed reviews, walkthroughs, and upcoming motorcycle content. I promise more exciting machines, more premium coverage, and more in-depth analysis. As always, ride safe, ride smart, and I will see you in the next video.